everyone, welcome in and thank you for spending the next 45 or so minutes with us. Since it's a Friday, we'll do our best to get you out of here in a timely manner. I'm Sarah Hoang, Content Marketing Strategist at Dealer Spike, and this is Merchandising Habits of High Selling Dealers, episode 2 of our High Performance Recipe series, where we're focusing on what top dealers in our network are doing differently. Before we dive in, just a few quick housekeeping notes. You should see a control panel on the right side of your screen. You will see a question section in that control box. If you have questions at any point during the webinar, please go ahead and drop them there as we go, and we'll save time at the end to answer questions. And last thing, you should be able to see a handout section as well. There you'll find a checklist you can download to cross-reference your own listings against anything we share today. We are recording today's session and we'll send the recording out afterward along with a copy of that checklist. Today, we're talking about merchandising habits. The question we're answering, why do some listings sell while others just sit? Most of the time, it's not the unit, it's the listing. And I am joined today by two people who see this play out every day. Abby works with Spark dealers and Shawntia works with V6 and V7 dealers across our network. They're going to share the tips they see actually working on real sites and then take you behind the scenes on the website to show you exactly how to put them in place. Abby, let's start the introductions with you.
Awesome. Thanks, Sarah. Hey, everyone. I'm Abby. Most of my experience has been with the Spark platform, working with dealers across industries, including power sports, outdoor power, marine, trailers, and more. Over the years, I've helped Spark dealers get the most out of their websites, especially when it comes to how their inventory is displayed online. I look at a lot of inventory search and vehicle detail pages, also known as VDPs, and I'm excited to share the 3 things I see making the biggest difference.
Thanks, Abby. Shawntia, over to you.
And I'm Shawntia, with a strong background working alongside V6 and V7 dealers across power sports, marine, equipment, and just about every other vertical. I spend a part of my week reviewing dealers' websites, studying what the top performers are doing differently. I'm excited to walk you through 4 patterns I see consistently and that most dealers are still overlooking.
Great. All right. Here's a quick roadmap of where we're going today. So Abby's going to share her top merchandising tips for Spark dealers. Shawntia will share hers for V6, V7. Then, and this is the part I'm most excited about, they'll each take us into their actual website backend and walk through how to put these into practice live. We'll wrap up with a Q&A, so drop your questions in the chat anytime. And as we go, we'll save the last few minutes to get through as many as we can. Real quick, just to kick things off, we're going to have a quick poll. You should see that coming up on your screen here in just a moment. And this is just to get an idea of when's the last time you've audited your vehicle detail pages. So we'll just give everyone a few moments here just to answer that poll. We just want to see where you're at with how often you look at your inventory, if it's something you're looking at every day, every week, maybe once or twice a month. Maybe it's something that you want to get to, but things are moving so fast in the shop that it's just not something you can get to every day. We just like to know where our audience is at so we can make sure that we're speaking on your tier of interest. And I'm just going to leave that open for a few more moments. So I see a lot of people in here. We've got about a 52% of audience has voted. So if you haven't voted yet, please get that in there. We just like to see how often you're looking at your vehicle detail pages and how often you're updating any of the information on there. I'll give that just a couple more seconds here and then we'll move on. All right. Thanks, everyone. So I do see that about 50% of people are going in every single week, which is amazing. That's exactly what we were hoping to see. We love to know that you're already active in your vehicle detail pages. So some of what you may hear today maybe just be a reminder, but we do hope that you'll learn something new and take away something concrete that you can apply today. I know if you're on this webinar, you're already someone who cares about making your inventory pages work harder. So I do want you to leave us something concrete that you can actually do this week. So keep that in mind as Abby and Shawntia are walking through their tips. One quick note before we dive in, just a lot of what we're going to show you today, you can implement yourselves, but some of it may depend on your platform. And either way, our team is always here to help, so don't hesitate to reach out. All right, Abby, take it away.
Awesome. Thanks, Sarah. When I look at dealers with the strongest inventory performance, I found 3 easy tips that consistently help improve inventory quality for your customers. And none of them are complicated. Tip number 1 is uploading custom images to your listings. Let's talk about your inventory photos. Stock manufacturer photos all look similar, and they don't accurately represent what the unit looks like on your lot today. Taking multiple photos from different angles gives your customer a true picture of exactly what they're looking at. Dealers who upload their own photos of the actual unit on their lot are seeing more customer interest, and that interest can turn into more leads.
Sorry about that. I muted myself and then couldn't unmute fast enough. I did want to jump in and just dig into that for a second, Abby, because the data does back that up. We've seen in the State of the Dealer 2026 report that 72% of units on top turn dealer sites actually have at least one image, and they average just over 10 photos per unit. So the volume really matters there. Which leads me to where I think a lot of dealers would say, I don't have a dedicated photographer. My team is stretched thin. Is 10 photos really realistic to every unit? What would you say to that?
Yeah, absolutely. I've gotten that question before, and here's my honest answer. You don't need a photographer with a fancy camera. A smartphone and good natural light is usually just fine. What matters more than camera quality is photo variety and consistency. You want the exterior from a couple of angles, the interior, the odometer, and any honest condition shots if it is a used unit, and that's easily 7 to 10 photos right there. The dealers I see doing this well are also consistent. When a unit comes onto the lot, photos are taken right away to be added to the website. Making it part of your intake process means it becomes second nature to ensure consistency and keeping your listings looking their best. All right. And tip number 2 is about your inventory buyer tools, the call to action buttons on your search results and vehicle detail pages. These buttons link customers to different pages or contact forms depending on what the customer is trying to do. In my experience, keeping it simple is key. Having fewer options makes it easier for customers to find what they're looking for right away. And the fewer clicks it takes to get there, the more likely they are to submit a lead form. And here's the good news for Spark dealers. The buyer tool buttons on your inventory search and vehicle detail pages can be easily edited within the Spark CMS. This includes the button labels, the forms they go to, and the links.
And how do dealers know which CTA should be at the top? Is there like a right order or does it just depend on the dealer?
Sure, it honestly depends on the dealer, but I recommend making it as easy as possible for customers to take action. Tools like request a quote, value your trade, or apply for financing should be easy to find and readily available throughout your inventory search and vehicle detail pages. And lastly, tip number 3, pricing and sale banners. 83% of units on top turn dealer sites include pricing. Call for price is one of the fastest ways to lose a serious buyer to a competitor whose price is visible. But I know not every dealer can publish a hard selling price. Sometimes the OEM won't allow it. If you're locked into MSRP, there are still effective ways to show shoppers they're getting a value. That's where inventory image banners come in. They help draw attention to special offers and promotional messaging directly on the listing image, making deals easier for shoppers to spot. I'll show you what that looks like and how to apply both in the Spark editor today.
Thanks, Abby. All right, now Shantia, you're going to show us what you're seeing on the V6 and V7 side.
Thanks, Sarah. So on the V6, V7 side, there are these four show up consistently on the dealers who are turning inventory the quickest. First is a clear price block. When you can break it into three pieces, retail price, sale price, and the savings, the shopper does the math without thinking. The deal is right there on the page, doing the persuasion for you. You can see what I mean right here on the slide. Retail crossed out, sale price right next to it, and the savings amount called out in its own color. 3 numbers, no math required from the buyer. That's the pattern you're aiming for.
Shawntia, I'm curious. When a dealer can't see all three numbers, what's the next best thing? Is just showing a sales price enough, or do you really need that retail versus sale contrast?
It's a great question. The contrast does most of the work. A single price by itself is just a number. The buyer has nothing to compare it to. But when you show retail crossed out next to a lower price, the brain instantly registers deal. Even if the dollar savings isn't huge, the visual psychology of the strike through makes the listing feel like a value. The second is image banners or buttons in the header. Top of page banners that point to specific inventory, featured deals, used units, season specials. These give the shopper a fast lane to what they actually want, instead of making them dig through your full inventory. It's the difference between walking into a dealership and being asked, "What are you looking for today?" versus being left to wander. Third, color coded CTAs that stand out without overwhelming. This is one of the trickiest balances. Every CTA needs to be visible, but they can't all shout out at the same volume or nothing stands out. The whole page becomes noise. The dealers who get this right use a very clear visual hierarchy. The primary CTA is the loudest, usually a bold branded color. Secondary CTAs are present but quieter, and the other elements are even more muted. That way, the shopper's eyes know where to land first. Just so you know, this isn't a do it yourself change, but that's exactly where our support team makes life easier for you. And the last one, consistent branding and photo order. Every single unit has the same background banner in the lead photo. Same shot order across units makes it feel curated. It signals that this dealer cares about how their inventory is presented, which signals to the buyer that they care about the units themselves. You wouldn't want to walk into a dealership where half the units are clean and half are dusty. The same standard should apply to your listings.
And is that branded background thing actually achievable for dealers who's photographing, like, let's say, 30 units a week? Because that feels like a pretty big production setup.
It can be simpler than it looks, honestly. Some dealers literally just pick one spot on the lot, a corner of the showroom, a particular wall, a section of the parking lot, and use it as their default shot location. Same angle, same background, every unit. That's not a production setup, that's a habit. The dealers who go further set up a small branded backdrop. Even that doesn't need to be expensive. A banner with a dealer logo hung in a consistent spot. Once it's set up, every photo just gets taken in the same place. The branding handles itself.
And that's what I love about this conversation. Every tip has a real world workaround for the dealer who's thinking, yeah, but I can't actually do that. All right. So, moment of truth. Abby and Shawntia, you've shown us what top dealers do. Now, show us how to do it. Abby first, then Shawntia. And dealers, keep your questions coming in the chat. We'll get to them right after the demos. Abby, you're going to walk us through Spark first. And folks, just a heads up as Abby gets her screen ready, you might see your screen go dark for a moment as we hand the reins over. But don't worry, we'll be right back.
Awesome. Thanks, Sarah. I'm going to go ahead and steal the screen from you here. Okay, I think we're live. So for those of you on Spark, this should look familiar to you. This is your Dealer Spike CMS. If you either don't know what platform you're on or you don't have a login in here, we absolutely can help you with that. Just let us know and we'll get you the help you need to get you logged in. So first tip I'm going to show is going to be around your inventory. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the inventory manager. So I'm going to click on the inventory tab here and go to inventory manager. And here I've got a test unit here pulled up on my screen. And so basically the first tip I'm going to show you is how to add your inventory image banners. And for the 11% of you who said, honestly, I don't remember, this is a perfect refresher on some new features you might not know about. And this is basically the image banner is viewable here when you hover over the pencil icon. And when you click edit image banner, a pop-up will appear where you can add in your own custom banner text. And so you can add a start and end date to that banner and you'll hit save. I've already added it, so I don't need to publish, but if it's a brand new one, you'll just publish your changes like you would for any change on the website. So I'm going to navigate to what we call the inventory search result page. Here you can see the banner live in the bottom left corner of the image. This banner can be customized. So if you want to change the color or what corner it appears in, we absolutely can help with that with our support team. And then this is what it looks like on the vehicle detail page. It's going to be in the bottom left corner of the image. And again, we can change the color or the font color of the banner as well if you'd like with our support team. Up next is going to be
real quick, Abby. Sorry to jump in, but
yeah.
I got a question from a dealer that I think is really relevant to what you're just saying. If they're using a DMS and it's running their inventory uploads through that, would this conflict with what their DMS is providing if they're going in here and making these edits themselves?
That is a great question. That image banner shouldn't be linked to any inventory feed file that we're getting, so it shouldn't get overwritten by a feed. So they would be edited within the Spark CMS.
Perfect. Thank you.
Awesome. The next is I'm going to show you guys how to add a sale price to a unit. So I'm going to go ahead and click into this same one here. And in order to add a sale price, you must have a web price set. So this unit does have a web price already set up, and we'll navigate to the sale tab up top here. That's here. You'll need to enable sale pricing if not enabled already. And you have the option to change the sale type. So I'm going to go ahead and click sale for this example, and you will put in your sale price. And then you can also add in a start and end date for that sale. And then once it's been all set up, you'll just hit save and then publish again. And then within a couple of seconds, you will see the sale price applied on your inventory search and vehicle detail pages. So this is what it looks like in the search page environment. Here you can see the on sale banner with the new sale price and the amount that you save. Additionally, on the vehicle detail page, the sale price will of course show up in the top right corner where the original price used to be. And on this screen, it will actually cross out the prior MSRP price that was set in your inventory manager. And it'll also display the sale type that we selected. So if you remember, I clicked sale, that's the type of sale that's going to show up right there. And it'll say save X dollars until this date, which was the end date I had selected. Up next, I'm going to show you how to add custom pictures. So we're going to go ahead and go to the Manage Images tab here. And for a lot of units, they can have stock photos available, which this one does. But let's say you want to add in your own custom image. So I can click Add Custom Image. I've already got one here. It's the same one as the stock photo I have uploaded for today's example. But you will switch this Browse tab over to Upload, and you'll have a couple options. So you can click Select Files, and that will pull up your computer's file browser where you can select images to upload to the unit. Another option is you can drag and drop files from your desktop to this area here, and it will upload within a couple of seconds, and you'll navigate back over to the Browse tab, and your pictures will show up there. So I'm going to go ahead and click this picture that I uploaded this morning, and I'm going to click Choose Selected Images. Here you can see my new test photo I just uploaded. That's the name of the photo, just so you can see the difference between the two. But let's just pretend for this example, if this was a new custom picture I added, I have the option to change that as the primary image, which will be the first image that appears on the search result page. So if you've got a really nice, shiny new picture of the unit you would like to feature right away, I highly recommend changing that over to primary. So then that's the first picture by default. But you also have the option to move the order of these photos up or down, and that's how they will appear within the vehicle detail page. Additionally, I also want to note, and this we won't be covering this in our webinar today, but we do have a Dealer Spike mobile app that you can download and use today and add custom photos to your inventory as well. And if you need help with that, you can reach out to our support team or customer success team, and we'll definitely help you get set up with that. Now let's shift gears here and talk about your inventory buyer tools. When we talk about buyer tools, we also might call them CTAs, call to action buttons, the buttons right next to your inventory listings, basically what I'm talking about here. So these are the buyer tools: quote by phone, request quote, schedule test drive, value trade. Same thing here. View all shopping tools. We've got all of these options here for your customers. The cool thing is that you have full control over these. If you want to change the label, move them around, change the link, completely get rid of one, you have control over that. So I'm going to go ahead and do this from the dashboard of the Dealer's Bike CMS. And I'm going to go ahead and scroll down. Actually, I think I just loaded up the page again here. So I'm just going to scroll down and go to components. And I'm going to show you how to change your search result page buttons first. And the name of that component is search component. So we'll click into that and go to the gear icon to get into the settings. Here you will see the same buttons I was just showing you on the search result page. And you can easily drag and drop the order of them. You can change the label. And for some of them, you can change the default form that they link to. And you can add in your own external URL. So if you've got a landing page you set up for a new form or a contact page that you'd like it to go to directly, you can change that external URL link to go to a page directly within your website or a page off of your website. Once complete, you'll want to go all the way down to the bottom and click the Save button and then publish your changes. Now, I'm going to scroll back to the site components list by clicking up here to bring me back to the full list. And now I'm going to show you how to edit the buttons within your vehicle detail pages, which is conveniently at the bottom here, called VDP Unit Detail. So we'll click on that. Make sure you're on the most recent version of the VDP Unit Detail, which will be the active one here. Click the gear icon. And it's a similar setup to the search result buttons. You can easily toggle them off and on. You can move them up or down. You can change the button label. You can change the form it goes to. And we've got a couple options down here where you can paste in your own URL. Once complete, you'll want to go down to the bottom and hit save and then publish your changes. And that is it for my part of the demo.
All right. Before I relinquish you from this, Abby, I got a really great question from a dealer asking about those buyer tool forms. Is there an order form that you recommend?
I guess it kind of depends on the form you're wanting to use versus what the button label is. We can create custom forms on your website. The forms listed here are going to be system default forms that DealerSpike has created for us. So you can take a look and try them out. We've got several contact forms, different contact forms. We've got make an offer, get pre-qualified. So it really can be catered to exactly what you're looking for. And if you can't find what you're looking for, the best thing is we could create a custom form for you with the fields you need.
And along those lines, if a dealer's got multiple, is there an order you'd recommend that they feature them in?
Kind of like what I mentioned earlier is just those top quick and easy, like request a quote, apply for financing, just the quick and easy ones. I have had a lot of dealers condense this down significantly and just make the have there be less options. So it's easier to take action and you don't have multiple buttons to choose from. So it can really be catered to what your customers may need or want, and also for you, the dealership as well.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, Shawntia, you're going to take us into V6, V7. And everyone, again, as we're switching over the screens, you might see a blank screen for a few moments, but we'll be right back.
Perfect. I'm getting it up. All right, everyone should be able to see my screen here. So this is the back admin of the V6, V7 platform. The first thing I'm going to show you is kind of the price block. So I'm going to look at this here and I'm going to show you how to apply the retail price, our price, and savings. So from the back admin, I am going to go to inventory and inventory manager. I am going to find the unit that I will be working on, which is this one right here. As we scroll down, you have this pricing information. The MSRP is always going to be grayed out, but in the dealer retail is where you're going to want to put what the original price was. Then you're going to want to put your sale price. You do that, hit save. It will populate this section for you here. And it also will show it within the vehicle detail page. Next thing from this is we also have the overlay text. which you can choose one that is currently already here, or you can put your own in here if you toggle it over. Last one on lot. Hit save and it will populate for you. So while I'm in here, I'm also going to show you how you can upload your images, as this is a stock image, which when you do upload a unit, it usually gives you the option to choose a stock image. But while talking about images, we want to make sure that we are actually uploading our own images. So here, you would go to Show Edit Photos, Attach Image. You would select Files and Upload. Once they're uploaded, they will show here. Show Remaining Photos will show you all of them. From here, you can change how you want them aligned. Once you have them set, you're going to want to hit Apply Image Order. Go back to here, and it will actually show you them down here within the vehicle detail page. Next, I am going to show you a little bit. So the CTAs, like I mentioned, for V6, V7, you don't have the same self-service buyer tool system like Spark has. The CTA styling and ordering actually happens through our support team. But here's what you can control is the routing of the leads. So for any of your CTAs here, you would go into the back admin under leads and go to email settings. From here, this shows you your general contact us, all your different lead forms, and to just get them routed to the right people, you would add in their email address. If you want it to go to multiple people, you can just add a new line, make your changes, and hit save. The last thing I'm going to show you, so I did mention on pages that you can add images at the top of your inventory pages. Again, if you want to have an image box added there, support can do it for you. But I'm just going to go in and go to Site Editing, Begin Editing, and I'm just going to go to an inventory page here. Now, the image I'm going to upload might be a little bit bigger, but here you have the perforated lines. You'd click in it and hit Image, Browse Server. You can upload a new photo. I'm just going to double click on one that is currently already on the site. Again, it will be big, but I'm going to hit OK. Here you have the image. I'm going to double click the image and I'm going to hyperlink it. So let's say I want this image to go to pre-owned inventory. I will go here, copy the link. So this image is now hyperlinked. I would hit save, confirm exit. I'm going to go back to the page that I was on. This is now clickable and it will direct you to the inventory page that you would like it to go to.
Amazing. I've got a couple questions for you on this one,
Yeah.
Shawntia. First of all, if a dealer's using like OEM or stock photos for their inventory listings and they want to replace them with some of their own photos, is there a way to mass delete any stock photos on their website first?
Yeah, so let's go into inventory. You can go to delete all images here. Once you've done it, you cannot undo it, but this is where you'd want to do it.
All right.
Or
So
you can
tread
delete one
lightly
at a
with your
time.
button click.
Yeah. Or you can just delete one at a time. But yes, you can delete all at once if you would like to.
Great. Thank you. And then should a dealer be filtering through the photos that they use as that featured photo on their VDP, or is it fine to leave the same photo up there for the entire time that the unit's on their site?
So when they're just on like this page here,
Yeah.
could you repeat that question?
Sure. So this featured photo they have, obviously you can have a bunch of different photos on your website of different angles. Should a dealer filter through to occasionally show a different angle or a different photo of that unit, or is it okay to leave the same photo up featuring that unit for the entirety of the time that it's on the site?
It's okay to leave that photo in that position for the entire time. If it's an actual image that you've taken, there's no reason that you need to go through and filter through them.
Perfect. Thank you.
Awesome. And that's back to you, Sarah.
All right. And just in time, because we are getting a lot of questions from everyone in our questions chat. So thank you, everyone, for your patience as you've held on to some of your questions for quite a while. Just want to make sure we have a chance to get to everyone. If we don't have a chance to get to your question today, we will also follow up with you after the webinar. So don't worry. But I do have some great questions from dealers waiting for us. And I do want to have a quick apology to Darius. When I represented your question about bulk deletes for stock photos, I applied it to V6, V7, but you actually wanted to know how to do that for Spark. So, Abby, if you wouldn't mind just giving us a quick demonstration of how to bulk delete on Spark, if it's any different from the V6, V7 interface.
Yeah, it is a little different. I was just pulling it up on my screen here. I'll go ahead and get my screen pulled back up. One moment. So we actually don't have a way to bulk delete. You actually just go in and click the delete button here. So it would just take it out of there. And then once it's gone, you'd hit save and publish, and you would just have to click delete for each image you'd like to delete.
It really is
Yep.
just that easy. Fantastic. Thank you, Abby.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. And then I'll just grab the screen back from you, but may call on either one of you again just to hop in and show us something else. Right. And then I had someone who was asking, what is the best way to merchandise a significantly aged piece of inventory? Like we're talking, it's been a lot over 600 days.
I think making sure your pictures are up to date. Maybe you can adjust your pricing if you're able to, if you can apply a sale or an image banner, depending on the platform you're on. And if you've done all of those things and you're still having this aged unit of inventory on your website, I think we start talking about other ways on how we can market that unit online, whether it be on social media, paid advertising, or something like that. But probably depends on the unit, maybe the time of year as well.
I love that. And thank you for making that call out. While we're talking specifically about inventory merchandising today, it is not the only thing you can do for your inventory. We have many other options, and our customer success team that Abby and Shawntia are representing today are always here to help you walk through what would work best for your inventory. All right. And then Shawntia or Abby, someone's asking, are there too many photos that I could add? Is there a limit to how many I'd want to portray to avoid overwhelming a shopper?
Honestly, I mean, I feel like 10 is a good amount. I've seen dealers put more than 10 photos. It probably just depends on how many features or add-ons or different attachments the unit might have as an example. But, I'd say 10 to 15 is a good amount for a higher end of pictures.
Yep. And I'll back Abby up on that. Making sure you just get a good image of each angle of the unit and having it up there is perfect.
Awesome. Thank you. And then, Abby, if I could call on you again, I actually have someone who is asking how they can update their images on Spark. We saw Shawntia do it on the V6, V7 side, but would love just another walkthrough of uploading images on the Spark platform, if you don't mind.
Yeah, absolutely. I will get the screen up again. And I'm conveniently right where I was, but I will go back from the start in case you were not here during my demo portion, but you'll go right to your inventory manager here and find the unit you'd like to add your custom photo. I'll grab this example one I had up earlier and just click into it. Just didn't click it. Here we go. And then you'll find the Manage Images tab up top. And here you'll have a couple options. You'll have the default Add Stock Images and then Add Custom Images. So you'll click that and you'll get the file browser pop up here. it's kind of a two-step process. So the first step is you'll want to upload pictures if you don't have any uploaded in this area already. So we'll click upload, and you'll have the ability to drag and drop files from your computer's desktop, or you can select files from your file browser. Once the photos are uploaded, you'll see a little status here where they'll turn green once they're done. You go back to browse, and you'll see the photos you just uploaded. And then you'll select the picture or pictures you would like to upload, and then choose selected images. So I can add this one again as an example. So now I've got three of the same images, but here are the 2 test images I added today. Once you've got your pictures ordered how you like, you can bring them up or down. And I did know earlier, you can change the primary image by clicking the radio button on the left side here. And when we talk about the primary image, that's going to be the first image of the unit that shows up on your search result page. And when you click into it, that'll show up there as well. But if you have multiple pictures, you'll be able to scroll through them. I just haven't published this change yet, but you will want to click save and then publish, and those new pictures will show up right away on the inventory listing. I'll pause there.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I'll pause there.
Well, I do have another, what I believe is Spark specific, but maybe it is also applicable for V6, V7. I have a dealer asking if it's possible to edit pricing information on multiple vehicle listings at once, or does it have to be done one at a time?
Yeah, so if you go to your inventory manager, if the price is the same, you should be able to do a bulk action, and you can click set price display and set sale pricing. So if you've got like 5 of the same units with the same price, you can bulk apply. But if the pricing differs, that's where it's going to be, you're going to have to do it one by one. But I'm pretty sure you actually can edit image banner. Let's say you've got, a sale going on that you would like to apply that image banner we showed earlier, which is what this is, this off-season savings banner I put on here. You can bulk apply this banner image as well to multiple units at a time in the Spark inventory manager.
Amazing. Thank you. And then I've got a question that I would actually love to see demonstrated on both platforms if possible. But I have a few dealers actually asking about the lead forms that come from those buttons, the lead forms that may live on the website. If it's possible, one, to route those lead forms to more than one email. And then two, if you wouldn't mind showing where a dealer gets those lead form submissions so they can download them.
Sure. I'll show it on Spark first. So to change where your lead forms are going to, you're going to go to, this has moved on me a couple of times, so let me find it. Business info and then locations. You're going to click edit next to the specific location. And there's a sales and lead management tab where you can add in your primary email address, which you'll just put one there, but you can add as many CC'd email addresses, and this will be for each default contact form. Now, for your dealers out there that might have a custom form, the form email notifications are going to be managed within the components of your site. I'm not going to go into it that much today in our webinar, but just know if it's a default form that we created, you've never customized it, it should be editable within here. But if you have a custom form, please reach out to your account manager or our support team, and we can help you figure out where those lead forms are going. And then as for where do the submissions go to, other than the emails that you send them up to, they're actually going to be under leads and then leads manager. So here you can see this is where all of your lead notifications are being filtered. You can change the status. If you are, I've seen some dealers change the status to in progress or complete, just to kind of filter them out of this screen. You can filter by form name. So if you want to just find all of your finance applications, you can click that and hit search, and it will filter out just the finance forms here as an example. You can change a date range, change a different form, all of that, which I'll go ahead and just clear this out. Actually, now that I selected it, I might need to go back out of here. But this is how you can view where your lead forms are coming from on Spark. Shawntia, I will let you steal the screen from me here.
Perfect. All right. So for the leads, again, back admin, you're going to go to leads, and you are going to go to For the first question, email settings, if you do want to send your leads to multiple different people, you can type in email address here, go down to another line, and you can have as many as you want in here in each box. Once you add those, you're going to hit save, and that should set up where your leads are going to be routed to via email. We're going to go to leads and then go to view leads to see where your leads are coming in. Here you can change if you're looking for a specific type of lead. You can do date range, but if you are wanting to download them, you can do an export. Well, I probably should. And then it will give it to you in CSV, print, and it will actually print these out for you as well.
All right. Thank you. And I just want to double check. I'm not cutting you off, yeah?
You're good. Yeah, nope.
Okay. I never want to stop the flow of information. All right. So I've got another question that I would love to also have answered by both Spark and V6, V7 if there's any difference in the user experience. But I've got someone asking about adding a video to their homepage if they want to feature something specific right on the homepage so it grabs attention, maybe send someone right back to an inventory listing. Is that something they're able to do on their own, or do they need to submit a support ticket to get that done?
So I can speak to the V6, V7 side. If there is a video box on your homepage, then yes, you are able to update or upload videos into that. I can do a quick screen share and show you where you would find that. The demo site that I'm currently using does not have a video box, but I'll just do a really quick screen share to kind of give you an idea. Again, support will have to add that box for you. Sometimes people have it in the About Us or down in an area there. If you're wanting to update like a video on the back end here or the background, that is not something you have the ability to do on your own. It would need to go through support. But let's say you have a video box somewhere on your home screen and you want to change it, it'd be content snippets. And you would have the option within here. Oh, it does show video. Not sure where it's at on here, but that is how you would update it within the V6, V7 side of things.
For Spark, there's kind of two ways to go about this. If you've got a video background image, or you're instead of a still image, it's a video, you'd most likely want to send that to our website updates team, and you can just provide a new video link and we can swap it out or add a new one for you if you don't have one already. But if you're wanting to embed a YouTube video on a website page or a homepage, you usually can do it within your website content under pages. This demo site, I can show you as best as I can here. I'll grab the screen here. So this is the About Us section of this homepage here. To get to the page settings, you'll go to Content and then Pages, and you'll find the page that you'd like to add the video to, which in this case would be the homepage. And then here you'll find your primary content section. You'll want to click Edit, and you'll get kind of like a Word document looking section here, and you can insert video. So you can add that to that specific text box on a website page or your home page as an example. So you can embed a video, but if you're having trouble with it or you're not too sure how you want to go about it, you can absolutely reach out to your account manager or our website updates team, and they can help you out too.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. We are almost at time, and I did promise that we're not going to keep everyone too long with it being a Friday, but I wanted to bring up just one more question before we close on out here. And folks, if we didn't get to your questions because we've had some really great interactions from everyone, don't worry. We will follow up with you after the webinar. So we will be able to get to everyone's questions, just not right in today's webinar. But I've actually had a few people ask about the mobile app that you've mentioned. I know we may not be set up to actually demo the mobile app today because it is a separate application. But could you guys walk us through a little more about what the mobile app is, what it does, and the value that it can add to a dealer's inventory merchandising?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Dealer Spike mobile image app should be available on both the Google Play and Apple App Store today. You can download that and log in with your back admin or CMS credentials. If for whatever reason you're having trouble getting in, we can absolutely help. Our support team can get you logged in. But basically, the mobile app allows you to add photos to existing inventory that you have on your website today. So you can take pictures or upload right from your phone or tablet's camera roll.
Awesome. Thank you. I've personally seen the mobile app. I've used it myself. It's a really cool application. Just an easier way to snap some photos, get them up on your website. Right. We are at time. So thank you so much, everyone, for spending the last 45, 46 minutes with us. This has been a really great conversation. You can tell Abby and Shawntia just live and breathe inventory merchandising, and they are so good at what they do. And they are a great representation of just the depth of knowledge that the customer success team offers to our dealers. So we are going to close on out here in just a few minutes. But first, if you haven't already, please grab that checklist that I mentioned from the handout tab. It's got 7 questions that you can take back to your team and just run against some of your own listings over the weekend if you want to, and just see how your listings might compare to some of the best practices that we've shared today. Second, this is recorded. So if anyone wasn't able to watch the whole thing, or if there's a part that you want to go back and listen to or share with your team, you will get an email on Monday morning with a recording of this webinar. So you can come back and watch it at any time. And then finally, right after you close out of this webinar, you will see a quick survey about this session. There is a question in there if you would like to be contacted by your customer success representative just to take another look at your vehicle detail pages with you. If you had a question that was not answered today, that's also a great opportunity to get that question answered and also just walk through anything else you may want to cover with them in that call. Like I said, this goes well beyond inventory merchandising. So you don't have to focus just on the information that's on your website today. And if you don't know who your account rep is, definitely fill out that survey because Shawntia, Abby, or a member of their team will reach out to you and make sure that all of your questions get answered. Thank you so much for being here, Abby, Shawntia. Thank you so much for sharing your expertise and being really flexible with the back and forth demos. This has been really fantastic. I hope you all have a great rest of your weekend. Thank you so much. Have a very nice day. Bye.